Welcome back to week 4 of our freezer pantry challenge. We are stretching our budget to the absolute limit by spending $0 again this week. I've learned 3 important lessons that I'm going to be sharing with you. Come along as we cook 3 meals utilizing what we have on hand and garden harvests. And I'm weighing my garden harvests to see exactly what I'm saving at the grocery store. Be sure to subscribe to see the rest of the meals later on in the week. Today I'm out harvesting some vegetables. We're supposed to get rain. I want to make sure these got really big really fast, like summer squash do. So I want to make sure I get them for tomorrow. These are Sunburst and Green Bennings Tint. I've never grown either of them. I'm gonna weigh them and see what I have. This looks like a twinsy here. I'm assuming that's why it didn't ripen correctly. And then this one got a little big. I think you're supposed to harvest them smaller than this. I have 3 previously harvested. Harvesting onions today too. There's so many. I think I'm gonna chop them. These are sweet onions. I don't know if they'll store well, so chop them and freeze them. Use some this week and next week, and the rest for cooked dishes. Ooh, it looks like we're getting peppers too. All kinds. Here's the onion harvest from the sets. These are all sweet onion sets. I harvested a handful of them already. This is the rest. Some we ate as spring onions. So we're gonna weigh them out and see what we have. Here are previously harvested spring sweet onion set onions. I think I used 1 out of this, so I have to weigh those yet. And I think I'm going to make squash casserole. I have most of the ingredients here, and I'm going to use these peppers for a little extra flavor because I don't know what I'd use them for at the moment, but I wanted to get them off the plant so that the plant continues to produce. And then I have to deal with my other harvest. Ones that have dried and are sort of sealed off like this, I'm going to keep back, and I'm going to process these that are juicy. So I don't think that these would store as well as the ones that are nice and dry. So I'll just chop and freeze these. We cook a lot with onions. No sense leaving it to chance. And then the onions that are still in the raised bed adjacent to this one are more of a storage onion, and I will wait till they flop over and do the curing process as you were supposed to. I'm over here checking on my little finger carrots. Look at these 2. They love each other. So I'm just going through and was going to thin them a little bit more. And it looks like a lot of them are ready, because these are just little baby carrots. They don't get big. Some of them aren't ready, but they're densely packed, and I did not thin as I should have because they were little and I wasn't sure if I pulled them I would pull out the one beside it or disturb it, and I could have went along with clippers, but that just didn't happen. So we still are getting a harvest here. Here's the rest of the harvest. Got some kale, carrots, more peppers, and there's a tomato there. He's just starting, and we're supposed to get a lot of rain. I wanted to save them, plus the other 2 that we picked last night. So I'm going to weigh the tomatoes. I think these are all Cherokee purple. I'm not sure. So that's a pound. 1 pound, 5.86 ounces of tomatoes. And I think these are going to be ready to eat tomorrow. This guy will take a little longer. 8.84 ounces of little finger carrots. Can't wait to taste one of these, to be honest. I've never grown a carrot in my life. I have all my onions cleaned and ready to chop. The ones I'm going to use in the squash casserole and the ones I'm going to put into the freezer. The rest are in the refrigerator. And I have these half-quart bags. I may put them in sandwich bags and inside here so I can do it in 1 cup portions. I'm cheating a little bit today with the chopping of the onion. I got this contraption out. I don't know if it's saving me time or not. Sometimes it gets jammed up, but I'm doing them in 2 cup increments, baggies, and I'm going to put them in a freezer bag. I probably have about 4 cups done so far. And you just put the onion, usually cut it in half and slam it, and you got your pieces. Well, I have 3 bags, 2 cups each of chopped onion for the freezer. And I have this much left. I'm gonna assume this is a little more than 2 cups. But I need to make a squash casserole. And Pappy said that if I wanted just to go ahead and fry them all up, he wants steak tomorrow, our last steak. It's a thick ribeye steak. We're gonna cut it in half and share it, marinate it, and grill it, and have it with some fried onions. That sounds good to me too, so I'll just start frying these up in some butter and olive oil, and I'll get to work on this squash casserole. I have my onions sauteing in butter. I'm getting started on my squash. These little ones you can just peel off the ends and slice or chop. The bigger ones I have to peel because the skin gets funny as they get older. And I'll probably have to de-seed them. And this is what it's looking like. I need about 4 cups. I want to make enough so that we have leftovers. I'm going through the work of it, so I might as well eat it twice. Isn't this a pretty one? I'll have to peel his skin probably though. It's a little big. And just like zucchini that get a little bit too big, these are much easier to deal with when they're tender little babies. But we still have some to use. I have some black Hungarian peppers I thought I'd use for a little seasoning, but I want to test the heat first before I add it to the recipe. I added the squash in, a little bit of olive oil to get things sizzling again, some garlic, sea salt, roasted garlic, onion and parsley, Trader Joe's seasoning, garlic powder, and a little bit of no salt, farm dust. Just get it soft and into the casserole dish. We have to mix some crackers crushed with butter, melted butter. I need cheese, an egg, and sour cream or Greek yogurt. I've taken out the seeds of this black Hungarian pepper. I'm gonna add it to the mix. I'm gonna chop it up first here. Oh, you can see I added it in there. It called for black pepper, haha. Just add a little spice to it. It's not very hot at all. Probably could cut up another one, but I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Okay, I have an egg, 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup of crackers, 1/2 cup of some shredded cheese. This is the kind I have right now. I'm sure it'll be delicious. That's all mixed up. Now I'm going to add my squash and onion mixture. Now I'll get that stirred in. The onions started to caramelize and the squash is browning a little bit. That's flavor. Now I'm just going to transfer it to this sprayed 8x8 casserole dish. I'm going to bake this uncovered in a 350 Fahrenheit oven for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm crushing more Ritz crackers or buttery round crackers. I'm gonna mix them with some melted butter and sprinkle the top with the cheese, another half cup, more buttery crackers, and bake it for about another 10 minutes until everything's brown and bubbly. Casserole was in for 20 minutes and I have the half a cup of shredded cheese and buttered cracker crumbs on top now, and back in for another 10. I have 2 chicken breasts cut up, patted dry. I'm gonna use some barbecue sauce, but first we're gonna sear this in olive oil in the pan. Woo! Gonna let it sit in this olive oil and sear a little bit. I'm gonna season it with some wood-fired garlic. Pappy likes this. I'm gonna let it get kind of dark. I'm gonna get it nice and seared, and then I'll flip it around. I added a little smoked paprika, some garlic powder. It'll get nice and brown. I drizzled some barbecue sauce all over the chicken chunks. Looks really good. And the squash is done. And here's our barbecue chicken bites with our garden squash casserole. And pappies. Breakfast today, gonna make some sausage patties, eggs, maybe scrambled because Pappy mentioned maybe having potato salad. So I like egg in my potato salad. I might have to sacrifice 1 or 2 of these to put some in potato salad. But that's what's for breakfast. A little real salt this morning and pepper. And here's breakfast. More harvest away. Sunburst, summer squash, tomatoes, and potatoes. We have Adirondack blue, and I don't know if these are Kennebec or russets, but I'm sure they're Adirondack blue. For supper tonight, we're gonna have the marinated ribeye. We split it, and Pappy marinated it earlier. We harvested these potatoes, so I'm gonna get those ready for the grill. Here's our multicolored potatoes, some Kinder seasoning, buttery steakhouse or onion butter. Pappy, what did you sprinkle?
Steakhouse.
Steakhouse, and some olive oil, and we'll just go on the grill while the steaks get done.
Buttery steakhouse.
Buttery steakhouse. Well, we're back in the house frying potatoes and broiling steaks because something happened to the grill. I'm not sure what happened, but Plan B is in the works. Here's our Plan B steak and potatoes. Grill and oven. And Pappy's. Lesson number 1. Stop stocking higher sodium, shelf-stable meals like this. It's just making other health problems worse, and I feel guilty using them, so I need to find alternatives. Lesson number 2. Never buy large portions of a brand just because you like it. Always try a smaller amount first. Have a wider variety of homemade freezer meals available for extra busy days. I had lots of ground beef meals ready, but no chicken and no dump and go crock-pot meals, which are great for hot summer days. Be sure to subscribe to see the rest of the meals from the week and what we've been up to, where some spur-of-the-moment plans initiated by other family members took us. We'd love to take you along. See you next time. Bye.